I'm Ethan Kwan, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a top-down shooter game in Scratch. Okay, so I have a new Scratch project up and running, and so this will be a kind of advanced tutorial, so I will probably be splitting it up into a few parts. So like part 1, part 2, part 3. I think you all know what parts are. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so first of all, open up a new project. Please ignore this YouTube sprite. That was just, yeah. I just wanted to add that. So first of all, let's delete the Scratch cat because it's kind of useless. And let's create a new sprite. This is going to be our player. Okay, so let's zoom in and let's create a square. Something like that. No outline, and just change it to red. Now this is just going to be our default player. I'm going to change it to probably like a spaceship or something later on, but for now, let's not worry about art. Let's just worry about just getting the game working. Okay, so I'm going to rename this to player, right? And then I'm going to go to backdrops, and I'm just gonna, because this color is kind of not very nice, I'm just gonna, white isn't that great, so I'm just gonna color it a nice sky blue, or you can make it a dark black if you want it to be a space game. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to go to the scripts, and we're gonna make the player be able to move. Okay, so we're gonna drag when green flag clicked, go to control, forever, and then let's see. So I want it to be at the same level all the time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, first of all, go to x 0, y negative, 100, right? After that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say point towards mouse pointer, and then move 10 steps. And now what will happen is, as you can see, the player follows our mouse. Now that's not exactly what I want, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, after that, I'm going to say set y to negative 100. So now what will happen is this, which is actually exactly what we want. Now, one thing I don't want is you being able to turn around like this, like all the way. Like a little bit is fine, but not all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, I'll stop this, go to control, drag an if then, and then inside the if then, we're going to say if, and then drag a less than, and drag the direction, right? Put it in the left. On the right, we're going to type, let's see, so I kind of want it to be negative 45, so I'm going to say if it's less than negative 45, then I'm going to set point in direction, negative 45. And I'm going to duplicate this, change out the operator, so greater than 45, oh, no, not 40, 45, point in direction 45. Great. Now what will happen is we're going to get this effect where you can't actually turn around like this, but you can turn left and right like this. And actually, yeah. So this is nice, right? Yeah, I think I like this. Okay, great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a bullet. So we're going to, no, not that one. This one. We're going to paint a new sprite. And again, let's not worry about art. For now, I'm just going to grab a yellow square. There we go. Yeah, I know, it's the best bullet in the world. I know. Best drawing ever. Okay, so what we're going to do is now go to our player sprite, go to scripts, and now what we're going to do is we're going to drag an if inside our forever. We're going to drag an if key space pressed, or you can do mouse down if you want. It's up to you. I like space, or any other key if you want. If key space pressed, then we're gonna say create a clone of, not myself, create a clone of Sprite 1, which is our bullet. I'm just gonna rename this bullet. Right, okay, so create clone of bullet. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna, first of all, go to our bullet, drag a when green flag clicked, go to looks, drag a hide, when I start as a clone, show inside looks. Get the show. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, before the show, inside when I start as a clone, I'm gonna say go to player. Go to player, and then what I'm gonna do is point in direction of player. So point in direction. Oops, where is it? We're gonna get this backdrop number of stage. Now we're gonna change stage to player, and now we get direction of player. Great. Now what we're gonna do now what's gonna happen is, oh look, we have a little painting tool, which is kind of bad because the painting tool is horrible because you can only paint in one dimension. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say repeat until touching edge, move 10 steps, and then delete this clone after, yeah, there. Now what's gonna happen is we're gonna get bullets, woohoo! But as you can see, there's a problem. We're actually shooting the bullets, and they're kind of weird. They are kind of sideways. So to fix that, we're going to go to costumes, and we're just gonna flip it like that. We're gonna just rotate it like that, and now it should be fine. Well, fine, kind of. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is, how we're gonna fix this is we're gonna say, inside the player, we're gonna say instead of key space press create clone of bullet, I'm gonna say if key space press, let's stop this. Wait. After the create clone, we're gonna wait, and I'm actually gonna create a variable here, and the variable I'm gonna call, I don't know, bullet reload. I can't spell today. Yeah, totally can't spell today. Reload isn't spelled with an A. Okay, bullet reload. Now I'm gonna set bullet reload to 0.1. Why not? And now I'm gonna say wait bullet reload seconds. Now, if you play this, there's a problem. As you can see, when you shoot, the player becomes all jittery, and that's not really what we want. So we're gonna say, and that's because we have this wait in here. If you have a wait, we're gonna wait before we're gonna do all this movement script. So, well, how to fix that? Let's just make this smaller. We're gonna get a when green flag clicked. When green flag clicked, and then I'm just gonna drag this in and go to control, get a forever loop, and drag that in there. Now, this should work properly. Yeah, there, nice. Okay, so this is the basis for our game. Great. I'm actually just gonna go to looks, and then inside the player, make it go to front layer. And, yep, now it's fine. Oh, and one more thing, I'm gonna go to bullet, right? And then I'm gonna say, I kind of want it to be able to shoot, like left, like on the left, and then shoot on the right, and then on the left, and so on. So what I'm gonna do is actually create a new block. You'll see why this is in a later video, but I'm just gonna make a block. I'm gonna call it, I don't know, double? Why not? Double. Okay. Click OK. Inside double, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag a go to X, and inside the X, I'm gonna go to sensing, drag a backdrop number of stage, get the player, and drag the X position of player there. And now I'm going to duplicate this, change this to Y position of player, and this should actually do the same thing as the go to player block. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say go to operators, and we're going to drag an addition in. drag this X position of player in the left. On the right, we're gonna say, I don't know, plus, let's say -8. That means it'll go to the left, right? So if I do that, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, let's see, and then duplicate this, go to 8, and then I'm gonna just create a clone of myself. Yeah, sure. Create a clone of myself. No, not player, myself. And then create a clone of myself. And I'm actually gonna also make it wait, bullet reload seconds. Duplicate this. Oops, no, undo that. Undo that. Duplicate, wait, bullet reload seconds. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, actually do is go to player, and I'm actually gonna delete the script right here. What I can do is just disconnect this, because I might actually go back to this, but for now, let's say when green flag clicked, hide, forever, if key space pressed, then I'm gonna do, well, in this case, let's just do double, okay? So I'm not really seeing a difference here. Why is that? Let me just see. Oh yeah, go to player. Okay, so we have to get rid of that. Okay, and that should fix it. There, nice. So now we have double shooting. And the player's a little bit small right now, so I guess I'll fix that later. But, oh well, I guess that's good enough for now. The bullet is a little bit big, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just shrink that down a little bit, like that. See if it works now. That's pretty good, I think. Okay, nice. Okay, so one more thing I want to do before I end this video is I want to add an enemy. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to go really lazy on the art, and I'm going to just call this enemy, right? Zoom in, and I'm just gonna paint just like a black square here. Black square. I know, it's really lame. Yeah, best art in the world, I know. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say this enemy, I want it to kind of shoot bullets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let's see. So I want them to spawn at the top and then make their way down. So when green flag clicked, forever, and hide, right? So hide forever, and I want them to spawn at the top. So let's see. Go to X, Y. So for the X, I'm gonna drag a pick random, -2. Actually, no, like 180 to 180. Because I don't want them spawning like right next to the edge, where I'm gonna keep like UI and stuff. That stands for user interface, in case you didn't know. And then set the Y to 180. Great. Now I'm gonna say create clone of myself. Wait 1 second. And instead of 1 second, I'm gonna go to operators, drag a pick random, and pick random 1 to 2 seconds. Okay. Now, when I start as a clone, okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say when I start as a clone, let's see, create no. So I'm gonna say point towards player, and then repeat until touching edge, touching edge, repeat until touching edge, move 10 steps, and I'm gonna change that to what, like 3 steps? 4 steps. Okay, and then afterwards I'm gonna delete this clone. Okay, let's see. Oh, right, I forgot to show. Let's show. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So the reason they're not spawning is because repeat until touching edge, they're already touching the edge. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, instead of this, sorry about that. So instead of this, I'm going to get a forever, and then drag an if in there, and drag the rest there. And inside the if, I'm going to put this delete this clone. If, and then I'm going to drag a less than. If go to motion, y position is less than negative 180, 79, negative 179, delete this clone. Now, this should work. Great. And they should delete when they touch the bottom. Great. Nice. So as you can see, they're actually spawning, they're actually moving toward the player like this, which is exactly what I wanted. Now, I kind of want these guys to shoot bullets, so let's do that. Now, this is a fun game in itself already. It's not that exciting, but fun. I'm not sure why. It's just fun. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say we're gonna create a new sprite. I'm gonna call it enemy bullet. Right? Enemy bullet. Now what I'm gonna do is zoom in and just create another square. I'm gonna color it red because why not? That's also there. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is make the enemy shoot bullets. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, so before the problem with making the enemy shoot bullets is because the enemies are clones. So in fact, they don't know how to, the bullet won't know which enemy clone to go to. So the way to solve that is with lists. So I'm going to go to variables, click make a list, and I'm going to call this X position. Okay? And I'm also going to create a new, another one called Y position. And another one called direction. Okay, so as you can see, we have our lists. I'm gonna just hide them all. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add thing to direction, and at the beginning here, I'm gonna say X position, Y position, and direction. So before I show when I start as a clone, add thing to X position, add thing to Y position, add thing to direction. And actually at the beginning here, I'm just going to delete all of the lists. Delete all of X position, delete all of Y position, and delete all of direction. Now, when I'm going to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say add X position to X position, Y position to Y position, and direction to direction. Okay, so now we should see the list actually filling up whenever a clone is created. So here's the problem. The bullets still don't know which clone to go to. So that's a little bit of a problem. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, instead of creating clones like that, I'm going to say when I start as a clone, I'm just going to take these in here. And I'm going to do a forever around this. And then I'm going to say, wait 1 second. Okay, so, and then I'm going to say also create a clone of enemy bullet. Okay, so now we should see a bunch of clones spawning up. So what will this do? Well, this will create another variable. And actually, I'm going to create another variable. I'm going to call this one, I don't know, counter. As you can see, I can't spell today. Okay, so click OK. Hide the variable. And I'm going to say change counter by 1. And at the beginning, of course, I have to set counter to 0. Okay, so now let's go to our enemy bullet. Of course, when I start as a when green flag clicked, I should hide. And when I start as a clone, I will show. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, when I start as a clone, and this is probably one of the most difficult parts, so stick with me here. So I'm gonna say go to X, and go to variables, item, and then counter of X position, and then same thing with Y position. And if we just try that now, we'll see each of the enemies actually spawns bullets, as you can see here, after a while, right? So after they spawn, right, they create bullets, which is exactly what we wanted, of course. So this isn't that useful right now because the bullets aren't moving anywhere, and B, they're just kind of sticking there, and B, they're not really moving, and they have to also point in the direction of the player. Now, the way to fix that is we're gonna go to our enemy bullet, and then I'm gonna say motion, point in direction, and then duplicate this, item counter of direction. Okay, so now all of them should point in the direction of the player. In the direction that the enemy was when it created the clone. So now we have this system, which still isn't that useful. So what I'm gonna do is control forever create. And actually, I'm gonna say inside enemy, I'm gonna say, instead of putting it down here, I'm gonna say forever inside the forever. I'm gonna put it at the top. Okay, so enemy bullet, nice. Okay, so now inside the forever loop, inside the enemy bullet, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, let's see, just move 10 steps, and then actually we can just go to enemy, duplicate this if Y position is less than blah blah blah. Put that in there, and just drag that in there. And now, the enemy should shoot. Great. Nice. And they're actually shooting at the player, which is great, which is exactly what we wanted. And now we can shoot too, and it's not really doing anything, is it? That's because the enemies, so the enemies don't have any code to detect if it's touching a bullet like this. So we're gonna add that in next. Let's see. So inside enemy, what we're gonna do is if, and we can just duplicate that, get rid of this. If touching, bullet, yeah, bullet. Then we have to wait 0 seconds, which will make sense in a moment. 0 seconds. I should probably explain this code afterwards, so I'll just explain this code after I explain this code. And inside bullet, what we're gonna do is also we're gonna say if touching enemy, wait 0 seconds, delete this clone. So if touching right in there. Okay, so first of all, let's explain this code here. So when I start as a clone, forever, we're going to wait 1 second, and then we're going to add my X position to the list X positions. We're going to add my Y position to the Y positions, and add the direction to direction. So every 1 second, it's going to add a X position, Y position, and direction. And then we're going to say change counter by 1. That's just to tell you, oh, we just added a new thing to the list. Great. And inside the enemy bullet, inside here, item counter of X position. Every time the enemy creates a clone of the enemy bullet, it will go to item counter of X position, item counter of Y position, and item counter of direction. Because the counter variable will show you what item to pick, basically. I know it doesn't make that much sense, but it will make more sense if you get into more coding and that kind of thing. Okay, so now let's explain this code right here. Why do we have to wait 0 seconds? Well, that's because we have to detect, we have to let the bullet detect if it touches the enemy. And same thing here, wait 0 seconds, basically waits, actually it's not going to be a 0 second wait, it's actually going to be more like a 1/32 second wait, or 1/30 second wait, because Scratch, these repeat blocks run at about 30 frames per second, so 0 seconds would actually count as 0. Let's do some math. 1/30 is going to be equal to 0.03, so every what is that? Every millisecond, every 10th of a millisecond, it's gonna do another frame, so this will make sure that that the enemy can detect that it's touching. So actually, let's look at this. We can shoot at them, and they disappear. Nice. I kind of want them to have health though, so let's add that. Okay, so let's go to enemy. I'm going to create a new variable, call it enemy health, and make sure to click for the sprite only, and then click OK. Now I'm gonna in the top of this when I start in clone, I'm gonna set enemy health to 3. Okay, or whatever you want, right? So instead of if touching bullet here, I'm going to get rid of this delete this clone, just move it outside. So I'm going to change enemy health by -1. Okay, so, and I'm also going to make a little effect here. I'm going to go to looks, get the set brightness effect to 20. Actually, no, change brightness effect by 20, and then if my enemy health is less than 1, enemy health is less than 1, then I'm gonna delete this clone. Now, this is what will happen. The enemy will get brighter until it dies, right? So it gets a little bit brighter. So it'll tell you how many more shots does it take, and I think I should increase this number here, so like maybe like 30. I think that'll help. There, yeah, that's better. So 1, 2, 3, right? So basically we have a game now. One more thing I want to add before I end this video is player health and how the player can get damaged. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, this is actually pretty fun, even though you can't get hurt right now. So what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm just gonna end the game when you die. So if inside the maybe this forever loop, just get rid of that. When green flag clicked, let's zoom in. Let's see. When green flag clicked, and forever, if touching enemy bullet, or no, sorry, operators, or get an or if touching enemy bullet or duplicate that, touching enemy, then I'm just gonna stop all. So go to control, stop all. Okay, so now we can get damaged. Bloop, there. And now we have actually kind of a game here. Oh, no, yeah, I'm pretty bad at this, so you'll see me die. So you could actually turn this into already a game, right? This could totally be a game already. Just add a score system and stuff like that. Now, if you want to make the game that I was talking about, then just stick around for the rest of the series. Now, that'll be it for part 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in part 2 of how to make this. I'm not sure what to call it yet. Leave it in the comments if you want to suggest a game name. Okay, so thank you for watching, and see you at howtodostuffwithethan.com, and see you next time. Bye.